Hello everyone, this is my reaction to yesterday's ISC Gatac's back. This was not an ISC, this was just a sales show. First half of yesterday's ISC was only about one chip, Gatac, a new alien starter ship.
You enter the seat and you float up on your back, almost like you're about to launch into space on a rocket. And this massive mechanism of plates assemble behind you using GravTech to hold your seat in place.
This looks like it will be the Talon in the slowest enter pilot seat animation ever in Star Citizen. This might be cool the first or second time, but after you've done it like 10-20 times, this will be just annoying and boring. I wonder how long it will take from entering the ship to be able to actually fly it. Yeah, go CIG.
For the art team, the vertical takeoff was great.
Sulan has vertical takeoff. I wonder how many people will crash this thing because they are just strafing up. But here you have to move forward.
It has probably the most amount of maneuvering thrusters I think of a ship of this size, 24. That is simply to make it one of the most agile starter ships in the game.
Of course, we are getting a new starter ship, and it's one of the most agile starter ships in the game, making other starter ships obsolete. Yeah, let's sell more new starter ships and let's ignore all their ships. By now, CIG doesn't even try to hide their greed. Well done, CIG. Next part was C1 Spirit, a medium cargo hauler.
So to help you load cargo in and out of the ship, especially those larger cargo crate sizes, there is a tractor beam turret on the rear of the ship that can transform from being on top of the ship to help you grab cargo to around the underside of it to help you actually physically load it into the ship and arrange it onto the cargo grids within.
Yes, this works. I've done it myself, but it's very slow and very clumsy. I really don't want to load my C1 Spirit myself. Chris, where are the machines? Where are NPCs helping us loading, unloading? You said this 6 years ago.
Like if I have a big container ship and I pull into the port of LA here at Long Beach, there's a whole setup. There's longshoremen, big cranes, and there's service, and the crew of the container ship don't actually unload the containers themselves. There's equipment that does it, and there's people that are paid to do that. And I would say that in general, in sort of the bigger sort of spaceports, you would have that same kind of setup.
The Storm is a light tank from Camural that values speed and agility over raw armor and firepower.
Okay, this sounds like reading it from a text. First of all, Storm Tank does not have low firepower. Actually, Storm Tank's size 3 gun does almost as much damage as a size 7 ship gun. It's an energy gun, and Storm Tank only has one size 0 power plant. Makes total sense, of course. We have many bad ship and vehicle designs in Star Citizen, but the Storm Tank is the worst. Very low ground clearance, together with CIG's driving physics in year 12, which are worse than the driving physics of the very first arcade Mario Kart. This is terrible. Storm Tank has a remotely controlled turret. When you change to turret view, you get no information about target status. You have no MFDs. Am I doing damage? How much damage? Storm is way too big, bigger than a World War II super heavy mouse tank, which was a terrible design. Only 2 prototypes were ever built. Storm Tank is way too wide, most likely to limit what ships can carry it. It's wider than the Nova tank. We have double tracks on each side, so 4 tracks. They don't offer anything but double the chance to lose a track. Important components at the side and rear where they are exposed to damage. 1 fragmentation hand grenade disables a Storm Tank because area of effect ballistic weapons ignore obstacles. They have no damage fall off. And Storm Tank's size 0 power plant has 1 hit point. Yes, 1 hit point. I know CIG is working on Maelstrom, I just don't expect anything anytime soon. For now, CIG should increase hit points of size 0 power plants to like 500 or 1000 hit points. We are throwing now one grenade at the rear. Okay, it's already shut down. I hear it. I hear it. Nope, nothing. It's totally shut down. I cannot restart.
It's very agile, good for recon. You can cut through canyons like a motorcycle, or you can go off jumps, and there's plenty of clearance for the player to be able to really let it rip and enjoy the terrain.
Okay, this is just silly. You are reading from a teleprompter. This is not your opinion. One only has to drive for like 1 minute in Star Citizen to see how absolutely abysmal bad driving physics in year 12 still are. Ships, vehicle racks have no mass simulation. They have the mass of an empty paper bag. There is no feedback. Vehicles have a pivot point at the center and are just pivoting around the center. This is really, really bad. Not to mention that CIG has a lot of fun cluttering every surface with stones and boulders. Also, Storm Tank has very low ground clearance. I've seen family cars with more ground clearance.
The Storm AA trades out the bespoke top-mounted turret for a fixed missile array. It contains a very large amount of size 1 missiles and a selection of size 2 missiles.
You can now fire more missiles on this than anything else in the game currently.
Very, very, very nice. Cyclone AA carries 2 size 2 missiles, and she has a very weak EMP with very low range. I guess in 2 years the next missile vehicle will carry 500 missiles. Go CIG!
So we're still working out the final numbers for this at the point of recording, but it's safe to say it has a lot of missiles. Whilst the Storm is essentially as wide as the Nova, limiting it to being able to be carried in some ships.
Actually, John, Storm Tank is wider than Nova Tank, and CIG did this intentionally to limit what ships and vehicles can carry her. 7.5 meters wide. This is my reaction to yesterday's ISC. It was a poor sales show. Buy more ships. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. So your tank is stuck and cannot move. It doesn't look stuck to me, Flicker. Is there something underneath it? Okay, that's... Ah, I know why. There's this light thing. And this thing is holding up your tank, your 70-ton tank, and prevents you from moving. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.